Hey guys, my name is Olga and welcome back to my channel. And today we are gonna do together this beautiful and quite simple smoky eyes. This makeup look is done using only affordable makeup products. And by the way, it was a request from my subscribers. So if you wanna see something, if you wanna discuss something, let me know down below. So take a seat and let's go. And we start from the base, and we should think in advance how our final look would look like. Don't forget that we all have asymmetry and our eyes are asymmetry. So we should take it into account and our eyes should look more or less equal. More or less, but they can't be fully equal. Moreover, today I wanna use my lower lid fully, and it means that I will use all this area. And if you're new to makeup, I suggest drawing a base. And even if you're not new to makeup, it's easier to draw a base and then to kind of fill in the form. I'm gonna use this beautiful light shade from Beauty Bay for drawing this base. Using a flat brush, just simple flat brush, and looking like this in the mirror. And by doing this, I can fully see my lower lid. And I can see all the places where I can apply my makeup. And I'm drawing a kind of a line. The thing is that this line is parallel to this one, to the lower lash line. And it must be the case because we can't draw this line just the way we want. We should rely on our anatomy. Yes, you can adjust. Of course, you can adjust. And as an option, this line might be parallel to this one. Or if you want to have more lifted look, always try to kind of put it a little bit up. But still, I suggest relying on your own lines, and as an option, this one, as I've already told you. Today, I'm gonna have something like this. Moreover, at this stage, I can check out whether my eyes would look more or less similar or not. And right now, you can adjust. It's easier to adjust everything right now instead of trying to fix everything later on. Looking forward in the mirror and checking whether these two guys are more or less the same or no. Seems more or less fine. And now we can move to an eyeshadow primer. Normally, I don't use any eyeshadow primers because I prefer using liquid eyeshadows or cream eyeshadows. And it's quite crucial that the product that you're using can dry down. It's not related to eyeshadow primers, no. But if you're gonna use liquid eyeshadows, if you're gonna use pencils or cream eyeshadows, ideally they should dry down. And in this case, you shouldn't have any problems, you shouldn't have any creases. If you have more deep eyes, or for instance, deep eyes and hooded eyes, I suggest you, instead of trying to find a perfect eyeshadow primer, try to use liquid eyeshadows. It's going to be easier and it's going to be more long lasting. If you have a perfect eyeshadow primer that works for you, use it. But yes, I do prefer cream eyeshadows, liquid eyeshadows, not only because when I use them, final look is more long lasting, but as well it looks brighter. And for instance, if a person has a photo shooting as an option, it's way better to use some liquid eyeshadows and cream eyeshadows. Today I'm gonna use as a base this beauty from Colourpop in shade Cocktail Party. You can use any. I want to use this particular product because of the shade, as I don't really want to have smoky eyes that is way too bright and way too dark. This shade is lovely and I like using such and this particular product as a kind of a crease shade. This particular shade is wonderful unless you have more cool undertone. If you have cool undertone, it may appear a little bit too warm and a little bit too orange in your case. And I'm applying this product fully over my lid, upper and lower. Starting from the inner corner, you have time for blending here, as this product doesn't dry down super fast, but in case you have a product that dries down way too fast, apply a little bit blend the edges, and only then apply more. Don't apply product fully on your lid, because if a particular product dries down way too fast, you wouldn't be able to blend it, so it doesn't make sense. Blending, and look at this shade. I think that is gorgeous. Moving again, applying closer to the outer corner, blending. If you want to, you can layer it, but today I don't really need it because I'm gonna use the basic eyeshadows over this product, so no need to layer actually. Blending everything together and moving this product a little bit kind of out. It's my base for today, and as well applying it on the lower lid, applying just a little bit and blending everything together and in all directions. And our base is more or less ready. And for instance, if you have dry prone skin, if you have perfect eyes, so I mean that you don't have hooded eyes, you don't have deep eyes, and oily prone skin, you can keep it as it is. In your case, no need to use matte eyeshadows over. In other cases, it's far better to use basic powdery eyeshadows over. So we are moving on. And before applying eyeshadows, I suggest you applying a bit of a setting powder, slightly setting powder in the places where you're gonna blend. In most of the cases, it's right here and right here and a little bit right here. Why? Because you may have some liquid products that didn't dry down fully, as an option. And when you apply pressed eyeshadows over something liquid, or for instance over products that, I don't know, haven't dried down fully, you most likely gonna have some problems, especially while blending, because powdery products, they can easily stuck over cream products, and you should take it into account. Moreover, when you apply cream products, it's far better to apply them before applying powder products. Cream to cream, powder to powder. It's one of the, I would say, the greatest makeup rule. So applying a little bit more right here and right here. And now I can switch to my palette. I'm gonna use this beautiful palette from Beauty Bay. I've shown you already one look using this palette. I think that this palette is gorgeous, and for this money, it's the best. I think that really is the best. We have neutral shade here, we have some warm tones here and some cool tones here. Today I'm gonna use mainly this line, and we are gonna start from something lighter, I think so. Or no. Okay, no. Let's start from the darkest shade that I'm gonna use today. And let's have this one. Grabbing it on a flat brush, because I'm gonna apply this particular shade fully over my cream eyeshadows. Starting from the center. Well, I could have chosen something lighter, but okay, anyway. Applying it fully over my cream eyeshadows. If you have deep eyes, hooded eyes, and especially combo oily prone skin and deep eyes, hooded eyes, use a lot. And apply especially a lot right here. I mean, in the places where your eyeshadows, where they normally crease. Changing the brush and applying the same shade on the lower lid. And of course, don't forget about the outer corner, right here. I need a crease shade, and I want to have something light, and I want to mix these two guys together. This one is a little bit too dark, and it's more or less the same as this shade, so I need and I want to have something lighter. Grabbing it on a brush and starting from the crease, always. And blending the shade. Blending these two guys together and moving the shade a little bit out. As an option, you can add something lighter right here. If you have deep eyes and if you have visible bone here, as I do, don't apply a highlighter right here, because otherwise this bone would be kind of more visible and it doesn't look actually that nicely. Blending together, and you know what? Let me show it to you. I'm gonna use the same shade bone as the lightest shade for today, and adding the shade right here, blending the edges, and as an option I can add a little bit more on the bone, blending everything out. And in the inner corner today I want to add something light as well, and I'm gonna use shade Bone again in the inner corner, starting from the inner corner directly, and what's left on my brush moving to the lower lid and to the upper lid, and I'm kind of blending the shade into the previous shades. And if you again have more deep eyes, don't forget that, and as an option, if you have quite closed eyes, don't use something dark in the inner corner, and especially right here, as an option you can add a bit more of something lightest right here. And by doing this, your eyes, they wouldn't appear that close anymore. Smoky eyes is more about having something dark in the waterline and near the lash line. And today, as I want to have something kind of lighter, I'm gonna use brown gel pencil. If you want to have something brighter, first of all, use darker shades. Second thing, use black eye pencil. I'm gonna use the one from Trended Up. It's slightly satin, but why not? And I'm starting from the lash line right here. And I'm using gel pencil, and it means that I don't have that much time for blending, and I have to blend this product just after application. So blending it directly. And I'm gonna use a dark brown eyeshadows over for setting this product. Gel pencil is great, it's quite long lasting as it is, but if you want to add a bit more definition, you can always add, and you can always set this product with some other products, blending the edges. And of course, don't forget to push the shade between the lashes. Talking and drawing is not that easy sometimes. So pushing it between the lashes, and again layering it a little bit, and doing exactly the same thing on the lower lid, and adding the shade in the waterline. And please don't keep such dark liners, pencils in the waterline like this. Otherwise, your eye would appear smaller. For preventing this, you have to blend it, and moreover, try to push the shade again near the lashes and between them. And then blend the product and move it a little bit out to the lower lid. And by doing this, your eye would appear bigger. Back to the palette, and I'm gonna use this dark brown shade over, just a little bit. Starting from the lash line and kind of blending the shade into the previous one. Never leave harsh lines. If you think and if you see that everything is not that great, or something doesn't look perfectly blended, back to the previous shade and apply it slightly over, and blend two shades together. Adding a bit more, moving it a bit out, and as well adding it near the lash line right here. And if you want, you can keep the look fully matte, but I want to add a bit of this beauty over in the middle. It's an eyeshadow palette from Revolution, Forever Flawless Temptation, and we have a beautiful topper right here. As an option, instead of this product, you can use ELF or if you have, for instance, Space Cowboy, you can use it as well. Or, as well as an option, you can use highlighter, kind of diamond highlighter from Essence or Catrice. It's up to you to decide. Starting from the center and adding a little bit above, like this. If you want to add more, of course you can do. And we are more or less done, only lashes are left, and today I'm gonna wear false lashes. And if you have that much space, and if you're gonna use the space fully, and if your own lashes are not perfect, yes, I suggest wearing false lashes. But if you don't want to wear them, or if you want to do a kind of daily look, just use simply a mascara. I'm gonna apply false lashes in the background and back to this line. Currently it's quite visible, and I do prefer making it less visible. So I'm grabbing a fully clear brush and I'm kind of taking off extra. So this line is not gonna be that visible. It's still gonna be visible. It's gonna be visible. And moreover, because of this line, my look, it appears kind of more lifted. And that's great actually, and I like this trick. And final touch up, and we're more or less done. We'll add false lashes, we'll show you eye look closely, and we will talk a little bit. Final look. And of course, I'm gonna tell you what I'm wearing currently on lips as a lip liner. Today I used this product from Natasha Denona in shade Natasha. Beautiful, slightly cool tone shade, and if you have more pale skin, light skin, cool undertone, may work perfectly. As well, I've applied this liquid lipstick from Yves Rocher in shade 102. I like this shade. I think that it looks quite refreshing, and it's not a classical Barbie pink shade. Beautiful, like it. And the formula itself is quite nice. And as well, I've applied a little bit of a lip gloss from Charlotte Tilbury in shade Peachy Plum. And back to our eye makeup. If you prefer, and if you wanna do, and if you wanna have a brighter look, darker look, just simply use darker shades. Instead of a brown liner, use a black one. Instead of such light shades, use something darker. You have a choice. If instead you wanna have something lighter, use lighter shades, and that's it. And don't forget to use a brown eyeliner in the waterline. Talking about smoky eyes, don't forget that the main idea is moving from the darkest shade to the lightest shade. The darker shade must be applied in the waterline and near the lash line. And then you kind of moving on, moving on, and you change the shades for kind of having lighter, lighter, and lighter. As an option, if you don't have time, you can use just simply one basic shade on your eyelid and one lighter shade for blending the edges, and that's it. If you want to have a full matte look, I can get it, I can understand it. You can keep it as it is without applying a sparkle or any toppers. It's up to you. If you want to have, if you want to adjust, and if you want to have more daily look, first of all, choose the lightest shade. Second thing, don't use false lashes. If you like wearing false lashes, that's okay, that's fine. I can understand you, but I know that some people don't like. And I'm the person who doesn't like wearing false lashes with band. I hate it. I hate them. I hate them so badly. I feel it's uncomfortable for me. You know what I mean? And that's why I do prefer using single lashes. And that's why for daily looks, I do prefer using just simply mascara. And you can do exactly the same thing that I did today, but instead of false lashes, you can use a mascara. But don't forget to use a lot because lashes are crucial. And talking about eyeshadow palettes, of course you can use any, but guys, this beauty costs less than 30 euro. And I can suggest you this eyeshadow palette. I think that it's gorgeous, and I think that it's one of the best nude eyeshadow palettes for daily look. Yes, the sparkles are kind of basic, not the greatest. Metallics are basic, but really for some daily looks, you have everything here. Just simply everything. Video is not sponsored. I bought this palette myself, and yeah, I wish I received at least some products from Beauty Bay, especially their palettes. This palette is gorgeous, and as an option, instead of this palette, you can buy and you can take some from colourpop if you live in the USA. If you live in Europe, of course, you can order from the USA, but don't forget that we have to pay taxes for colourpop. Talking about Europe, as an option, I can suggest Revolution, Icon. I kind of think that they are called, or iconic, whatever. You're gonna see the picture here, and actually, actually, more or less, that's it. I would say, if we talk about drugstore, because Catrice, Essence, you may have some issues. Unfortunately, the quality is not that great if we compare it, for instance, to Revolution or to Beauty Bay. So I want to be honest with you. And as an option, actually, you can try to order Glam Shop. It's a makeup brand from Poland. And by the way, Evelyn is a nice makeup brand from Poland as well. But you have to order them online. Unfortunately, that's life. Unless you live in Poland. Yeah. Okay, guys, let me know down below what you want to see next and what do you want to discuss actually related to makeup. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if yes, don't forget to put a thumbs up and of course consider subscribing. I wish you a pleasant day and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Ciao, ciao.